Hello everybody. If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 346, The Park Bench Encounter. Intermediate. Emily Morgan had always found comfort in her daily routine. Every morning before work, she visited Misty Park. The park was a vibrant green space in the heart of her city, where the trees stood guard all around, and the birds sang their morning symphony. Emily loved to sit on a particular bench near the duck pond. It was her sanctuary, a spot where she could gather her thoughts and watch the busy world go by. One crisp autumn morning, Emily arrived at the park as usual. She was bundled up in a cosy scarf and a warm coat. The air was cool and fresh. As she approached her favourite bench, she noticed someone was already sitting there. It was rare for anyone else to be at the park so early, let alone in her chosen spot. The man sitting there appeared to be in his late 30s. He had dark hair and wore a heavy brown jacket. His posture was slightly hunched, as if he was deep in thought. Emily hesitated, unsure if she should interrupt, but then decided to sit at the other end of the bench. She smiled politely as she took her seat. "Morning," Emily said, trying to sound cheerful. "Good morning," the man replied, his voice surprisingly warm, and he returned her smile. His brown eyes seemed kind but tired. They sat in silence for a few moments, the quiet of the park broken only by the distant chatter of the ducks. Emily was not a naturally curious person, but this stranger intrigued her. Finally, the man turned slightly towards her and spoke. "Do you come here often?" he asked, his tone genuinely curious. "Almost every day," Emily replied with a nod. "I find it relaxing. What about you?" "First time," he said, looking around as if taking in the park's ambience for the first time. "Needed a change of scenery." Emily nodded, understanding the value of escaping somewhere peaceful. She didn't want to pry, so she shifted the conversation to the park itself. "It's lovely here. The trees are especially beautiful in the autumn." "They are," the man agreed, his gaze following a squirrel that scrambled up a tree. "I'm Aaron, by the way." "Oh, I'm Emily. Nice to meet you, Aaron." They chatted for a while longer. Aaron told her he was a writer looking for inspiration. Emily shared that she worked in a publishing house nearby. They found common ground discussing their love for books and storytelling. Emily felt a sense of ease, as if she had known Aaron for a long time. After a while, Emily glanced at her watch, realizing she needed to get to work. She stood up reluctantly. "I have to go, but it was nice talking to you. Maybe I'll see you here again." Aaron smiled. "I hope so. I think I might make this my morning routine too." With a final cheerful wave, Emily made her way out of the park, feeling lighter than she had in weeks. As she walked to her office, she pondered on the unexpected encounter. She realized that sometimes small changes could bring unexpected joys. For the next few weeks, Emily looked forward to her mornings at the park even more than before. On most days, Aaron was there, and their conversations became a treasured part of her routine. They talked about everything: books, life, the changing seasons. Through these simple, shared moments, Emily learned that new friendships could be found in the most ordinary places. Aaron, too, seemed more at peace, his stories flowing with renewed vigour. The park bench continued to be a quiet witness to their growing friendship, nestled within the serene beauty of Misty Park. Emily's life was still the same: familiar work, familiar surroundings, but now with the welcome addition of a new friend. It reminded her that life's routines could be surprisingly rich, especially when shared with someone who appreciated the same simple pleasures. Vocabulary notes: routine, noun, definition, a regular course of action or a fixed program. Example: Emily Morgan had always found comfort in her daily routine. Similar words: habit, schedule, regime. Comfort, noun, Definition: a state of physical ease and freedom from pain or constraint. Example: Emily Morgan had always found comfort in her daily routine. Similar words: ease, solace, relief. Crisp, adjective. Definition: of weather: cool, fresh and invigorating. Example: one crisp autumn morning, Emily arrived at the park as usual. Similar words: fresh, brisk, invigorating. Sanctuary, noun. Definition: a place of refuge or safety. Example: it was her sanctuary, a spot where she could gather her thoughts. Similar words: refuge, haven, retreat. Intrigued, adjective. Definition: having one's curiosity or interest aroused. Example: but this stranger intrigued her. Similar words: fascinated, interested, captivated. Common ground, noun. Definition: shared interests or opinions between two people or groups. Example: they found common ground discussing their love for books. Similar words: mutual understanding, shared interest, consensus. Reluctantly, adverb. Definition: unwillingly, with hesitation. Example: she stood up reluctantly. Similar words: hesitantly, unwillingly, grudgingly. Renewed, adjective. Definition: reawakened or revived, given fresh life or vigour. Example: his stories flowing with renewed vigour. Similar words: revitalized, refreshed, rejuvenated. Serene, adjective. Definition: calm, peaceful and untroubled. Example: nestled within the serene beauty of Misty Park. Similar words: tranquil, peaceful, calm. Treasure, verb. Definition: to value or appreciate greatly. Example: their conversations became a treasured part of her routine. Similar words: cherish, value, prize. Story written by ChatGPT 4o AI. Images created by Designer AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.
Hello, this is Steve. If you enjoyed the story, please would you take the time to leave a meaningful comment and click on the like icon. If you want to know when the next story has been uploaded, please click on the notify bell icon to be notified. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and tell your English learning friends so they can benefit too. Thank you.